Germany. Now, my German is basic at the best of times. But this brought huge doses of laughter from the crowd. And Frankie had to hold back a couple of the local married women who thought I'd be an easy one-nighter. During my recovery, I kept thinking how all this should have ended years ago. I can't forget why I'm here, to write, to resurrect. Every morning I hear songs on the radio I haven't thought about in 15 years. I have the use of a sporty new Renault, which was given to me by Frankie's generous father, and I take the car out every day around the surrounding hamlets, often stopping for a beer and sausage on the dot of midday. You might say I'm not pressurising myself. You might ask, do I deserve the money? Shouldn't I be locked away for 8 hours a day perfecting my art? Am I more inspired to write now than I was in those last inactive days at home? Am I just living out an early retirement in the middle of my life? These questions will be answered in my most autobiographically honest piece of work to date, A Talent for Dream and Sunshine. The antithesis of every Garrett-soaked, addictive, depressive poem the public has ever had to wade through. This poem will be so overwhelmingly optimistic it could only throw my critics into serious bouts of depression about their own nitpicking little curiosities. Go on, put down your bitter biros and go and pay the gas bill, you musty raincoat wearing, Listerine begging, octogenarian old rumble bums. All this is possible in Viva, a town without any harassments to the soul. The poem will include, and does speak of, formidable health, fabulous eating, the eroticism of bayside swimming, country drives in sunroof cars, the joys of the thesaurus, and a critical dissection of my current favourite disco hits, Murder on the Dance Floor, Rhythm of the Night, and Crying in the Discotheque. Complete with diagrams and dress ideas to woo the one you like. I must admit, there have been times where the company of a woman would have been more than welcome, where I've had to content myself with Motorhead on German variety television or sitting with a peacock over an unpromising pasta. Call it lazy. Call it sensible. After selling only 4 copies of my last book, thanks to the spiteful detritus that critics like Bert Buttocks pour out onto their tight deadline computer screens, I must find a new country in which to make my literary splash. And that is where my basement and its conveniently adjacent airport come in very, very handy. I'm off for a reading tour of Iceland. Oh, summer amongst these pale-faced go-getters should be superb. And I will have you know that Reykjavik have more poets per capita than any other city in the world. Forget Paris. If you want a poet next door, take the 3-hour from Viva via London. Oh, yes. God bless these young achievers on the margins who believe that Dukirk has a valuable place in their cool. there will come a time when the money runs out, when I am forced back to the lamentable reality of dole queue or paid job. When the poem is finished and may well be dismissed, my work disproportionately and endlessly tied up in the relentless grunge spirit of the mid-90s. There may come a time, and it may happen in viva, when I convince myself I should never have taken up writing in the first place. But what is a writer without self-doubt? Doubt will always haunt me, no matter what publisher is interested, what guest list I'm on, what woman scribbles her number on my thingy envelope. So, for now, the key is to remain bound in the moment. Keep the drinking to a minimum, pour my heart into the poem, and stop my gums from bleeding. Who knows? I might bring my old nemesis burnt buttocks for some Listerine. That's enough.